Yeah, well, I've just come up from the shelter. We're continuing to run to the shelters, every few hours in this country, whether it's rockets or missiles from Iran, from Lebanon. We're facing rocket fire from multiple borders, but we are thankfully safe because of our defense systems, our Iron Dome, which is working very hard. Unfortunately, this does mean that we do have injuries and casualties. But thankfully, we have seen actually a decrease in rocket fire over the past few hours. It has become less often than it was a few days ago. Last night, there was indeed missile fire. We managed to intercept the rockets last night. There weren't any direct hits, but of course, there are shrapnel that falls. So we do get reports of shrapnel falling now and again, but thankfully, there were no injuries recorded last night. I do not, from the spokesperson of the IDF, we're focused on the missile launches, on the command and control centers. At this point, the IDF's responsibility has been directed towards that, and we're working with great cooperation with the United States. But I think that question would be better answered by them than the IDF. Well, actually, this war, it didn't only start a few days ago. Iran has been at war with the state of Israel for decades. It's been an ongoing armed conflict, whether it be through Iranian proxies that are right on Israel's borders, armed groups, whether it be direct attacks and drones and missiles, which actually happened from April 2024 was the first time Iran attacked Israel, then again in October, and now we're seeing this war play out with more dozens, hundreds of ballistic missiles launched towards Israel. And of course, sustained cyber operations. This has been a war against Iran for many, many years. Iran has declared death to Israel, death to the United States, and death to the West. And so, therefore, we know how to prepare ourselves. We have been working for months, for years, to have the best advanced technology, military capabilities in order to deal with this threat. But of course, Iran is targeting our civilians. It is their strategy. They are aiming ballistic missiles towards residential buildings, and therefore this is a challenge that we have to face on a national level. Israelis are running to the shelters. This is the real challenge to ensure that our public stays resilient in light of all what's going around us. Actually, with regards to ballistic missile fire, we are seeing that they are not as capable as they were in the beginning of a few days ago than they are now. We are seeing a decrease in the amount of missiles that are being fired towards Israel. This is because, number one, of our operations there. We have managed to take out 300 missile launches, about 60% of the missile launches that they had. We have taken out about 80% of their aerial defense systems. We are actually managing to make headway in Iran with our operations in Iran, and we are seeing this on the ground by less missile barrages from Iran. But we are also seeing an uptake in Lebanon, in Hezbollah, on our Lebanese border from Hezbollah fire. Hezbollah and Iran are sending missiles at the same time. They're simultaneously sending missiles towards the state of Israel. And so we are trying to defend all sides of the borders. But with regards to Iran's ballistic missiles, there has indeed been a decrease over the past few days. Well, I believe that Iran is a global threat. They've proved it now more than ever. Ballistic missiles have been flying across the Middle East towards civilian targets. This isn't, this is just what's happened this week has just proved what Israel has been saying for years, that Iran is a threat to the entire world, specifically to Israel and to regional partners in the Middle East. And I think that when a country calls death to the West, it's on the West to do what they can to limit the capabilities of Iran and their military capabilities, which they can then use to target innocent civilians. Well, one thing is very clear. Our main goal in this operation is to degrade the Iranian regime's military capabilities so that they do not pose an existential threat to the state of Israel or a threat to other countries in the region. And one thing that is also clear is that, as we continue to conduct operations there, we continue to remain precise and accurate and lawful. And whenever we see a new threat arising, we will strike it down as soon as possible. I remind you that the opening strike in Iran took out 40 Iranian leaders, including Ali Khamenei, within 40 seconds. It was under a minute in which we took out the top leaders of the Iranian regime. And therefore, as we continue our operations, we stay precise, we stay aware of what's going on in Iran, and we will make sure that their capabilities are degraded so that they no longer pose a threat on the state of Israel. I believe that what we are seeing now is much easier than what we would have seen if we had waited. If we had waited until Iran had achieved 8,000 ballistic missiles, which is what it was planning, if we had waited until Iran became a nuclear threat, then the situation in the Middle East would be much worse and much scarier than it is right now. And we are operating according to a very clear doctrine. We want maximum results in the minimum amount of time. If we can complete our operations as soon as possible, that would be the best scenario for us. Therefore, we're operating accordingly. And we're hoping, to each missile launcher that we take out, each aerial defense system we take out, that is one step closer to a safer Middle East. That's one less ballistic missile that they have to fire. And that is how we hope to eventually get to a close. At this point, we are very proud of what we've achieved so far. We have made great achievements in this operation, but we still have work to do, and we're continuing, to conduct operations and airstrikes many miles away from our borders. Our pilots are flying over 2,000 kilometers away from home and coming back safely, thank God. So we still have targets, we still have threats that we need to take out, but thankfully we are really proud of how this operation has folded so far. Thank you for having me.